What is up, guys? Pie Muffin here, and we are back with some more Trails of Cold Steel 3. Last time we snuck back into Heimdallr City with thanks to Emma and Gaius using their powers. Emma obviously using what we saw in Cold Steel 2, where she has this power with her eyes that can essentially hypnotize guards so we can get by them. And it was amplified by something that Gaius was holding. Gaius had a church medallion, which now should, point in every direction as to what Gaius was really doing those 6 months they couldn't reach him. But we'll wait for him to actually say it himself before we talk about it. So, we pretty much scoured most of Heimdallr now, besides the Sankt District, where we need to go. We're to be meeting 2 people at the cathedral, but we also want to check out the area where Elise is at and see if everything is okay over there. So let's get going. All right.
ヘイムダル大聖堂ですか?
妙に人気がないな。一通り用事が済み次第訪ねるとしよう。
By the way, I noticed something. My Trails into Reverie copy finally arrived today. As I'm recording this video here, which obviously doesn't mean much because we still have to get through Cold Steel 4 before I'll start playing through that. But there was something in the options I was interested in. I want to see if it's in here as well. Change what you can do while an active voice is playing. Oh, okay, so you can choose to talk to NPCs while it plays in the background. I was hoping it was like a setting that would stop you from moving. Because sometimes an active voice will be going and then you get interrupted by a battle or something, but I guess there's no way to really do anything about that. The door is locked. It looks like the embassy's completely closed. Well, they basically declared war with them after all. We have to accept that diplomatic relations may have been severed completely. I wonder if the other officials still here will be deported as well. Oh, and that clerk. They've really done it. That means the government is serious. And that means we have to be ready for anything. There's nothing left for us here. We need to go forth and find our way. Right. Yeah, that one clerk, he was just, he wanted to see his daughter again. Hopefully he gets to go home and do that. Alright, so we're going to check at the hotel, and then we're going to go check over at St. Estrella before heading to the Heimdallr Cathedral. Now, obviously, none of this stuff is, required. You're just doing it if you want some extra lore. Oh, we got some St. Estrella girls here. Oh, Elise is here. Alright, okay, Elise. Sorry for asking you to do this. I'd do anything for Reen's sister. Depending on what Alisa does, we may be family soon. Sheesh. Grandfather. Sorry to intrude with 20 people. Reen. Oh, you're here. Welcome, this is quite a spectacle. Reen, Muse, everyone, thank goodness you're all okay. I just heard about your situation from these 2. I see. You must have come here because you were worried about Instructor Reen. I won't deny it, but I was also hoping to get hold of the princess. Ah, that's certainly worth the worry, especially considering what happened yesterday. Her father was, and right before her eyes, too. Not to mention that speech her younger brother gave today. Hey, Fee. I talked to the 2 of them outside earlier. I had the opportunity to meet Elise during the inspections in Crossbell. I had my people connect with the communication department at the Imperial Palace. They're not even security conscious, so it should work out. I suppose we did just finish with the communication system in Valflame Palace. It would be hard to do so directly, but that should be a good way to get a hold of her. I'm about to contact them now. If things go well, you can talk to her. Alright, let's see. I thought she was still passed out. I was surprised to hear that Gwen and Chairman Arena were contacting me, but I never thought it would be Elise along with Reen and the others. Princess, I'm glad to see I get to see your face. Your Majesty, how is he? There haven't been any updates. He's still in critical condition. But this morning, the medical college brought in a famous doctor. Dr. Sayland? Is that the doctor who treated Sharon? Oh, so it is Dr. Sayland. The medical equipment is currently being delivered. They just came this morning on a Rhineford high-speed plane. He should be fine. I heard that doctor is really talented. Much better than her predecessor. And much less lazy. Everything will be okay, Princess. And considering Ash is one of my classmates, that is an easy thing for me to say. Ah, that's true. I understand that something was off with Ash. My mother has calmly come to her own conclusion, so please don't worry about that. More importantly, I heard that Altina and Milliam are missing. In Cedric's speech. Princess? I've decided to leave here and return to the girls' school. Huh? But why, Princess? I was worried about my mother, but she told me to take care of whatever I needed to take care of. Now that Cedric's given his speech, I want to see how things are outside the palace. It's very commendable of you, Princess. It's probably best for you to see the situation for yourself. Indeed, but please have someone escort you. Your safety is imperative. Please don't worry. I'll have the finest guards accompany me. It won't be the finest because Mueller's not even there. Elise, let's meet at the hotel. I should be there in an hour. Very well, I shall be waiting. Please be careful. And thank you for understanding what Ash is going through. To show our thanks, let us take care of things. Ash's behavior, the Chancellor and Cedric's speeches, and the imminent war with Calvard. We'll find out who's pulling the strings behind Erebonia and get our peaceful world back. Ah, Instructor. Same goes for me, Princess. The Inspectorate won't tolerate this either. Of course he won't. We will also find whatever it was that dragged your brother into this. You can count on us. Of course. Thank you, everyone. After that, the call was cut off so that Alphen could make her own call. Yeah, I guess she's getting ready to go out, so everyone said their goodbyes to Elise and the others before heading out. Mother, what's up with Sharon? She hasn't been back since she left this morning. What of it? Alisa. I know that being an outsider, it's not my place to say this, but... No, you're not an outsider. She did, after all, tell you about her past. Huh? When she helped me in Crossbell, she told me to tell you if anything happened to her. So that's what they were talking about. They did look really serious. You must know why he knows about her past, but you don't. Do you not? I understand. I'm still unreliable. To Sharon, I'm nothing but a burden. But I've kept the 4th Development Division running this past year. I've launched projects that even you don't know about, Mother. You must know they exist, but you don't know any of the details, do you? Well, of course, after all, you made it RF's rule that every division be independent. So, I, not as Irina Rhineford's daughter, but as the chief of the 4th Development Division, Alisa Rhineford, feel that I have been doing my job. Our positions may be different, but as equal employees, I'm not going to rely on you for this. I'll discover the truth on my own. Not to mention, she isn't too far. Honestly. You do realize that's some big talk for someone who only has a year of experience, right? Yes, but grandfather told me you were like this when you were younger too. You met father while your work had stalled. What a loudmouth. Alice, are you sure about this? I can just tell you what Sharon told me. Thanks, but now's not the time. I'll find Sharon and ask her myself. Alyssa, that's the spirit. Don't be given things, take them for yourself. Wow, she's so cool. Do as you please. You will see that this current situation is far more dire than you know. But see for yourself in your own eyes, and don't you dare look away. Of course. Understood. That goes for all of us, including Alyssa. Well, there you go. What about you, Gwen? You have anything to say? Where's Schmidt? He hasn't come back since he left for the airport. Sheesh, I was hoping I could talk to him about Prince Oliver's consultation. Something going on? I heard you received some documents 2 days ago. Yes, we've come up with a new idea. Oh well, he'll probably come back once he gets hungry. You say so. I'm sure the princess feels a lot better after speaking with everyone. Prince Oliver has been out since this morning and... Oh yeah, he made some comments on the radio. It seemed like he was really trying hard to calm everyone down. I heard the Viscount and Tolval born the courageous. Makes sense. I see. I'm sure that would put the princess more at ease. Please be careful, don't let the guards find you. Yeah, I'll be careful. You too, Elise, take care of yourself, and the princess as well. Well, even if guards find us, I'm sure there's like, if the person that Emma's trying to hypnotize is stronger than she is, not like in magic, but just in general, it probably won't work. Like, it's obvious she couldn't walk up to Osborn and do it to him. Or even any of the Iron Bloods or anything. The Imperial Defense Force. It's just as Elise said. If Elise and the princess are returning, then they need to prioritize security. That's true. Let's leave it to them. All right, let's head on over. Let's see who's waiting for us in the cathedral. Heimdall Cathedral. Emma and Gaia said people wish to speak with us. It'll probably take a while, so we should take care of any unfinished business. The story will end. All additional challenge elements will end. So I assume that means like trying to play cards with anybody and stuff like that. It's empty in here. No one's here? How can this cathedral be completely empty? Hi, Rosine. Oh, you're from Lee's Chapel, Sister Rosine? I had heard rumors, but... Wait, so what Gaius and Emma were talking about? I was somewhat expecting you'd show up here, but your main objective is different, right?
はい、皆さんもお久しぶりです。どうぞ聖堂へ。すでにお二人ともお待ちです。
Wait, there? So you're not one of the two people?
やあ、お待ちしていましたよ。この時点をもって事態は風星省へと移管しました。
AKA meaning the Dominions are gonna actually take action.
総大司教をはじめとする皆さんには外してもらった次第です。
We're actually seeing him in his actual, like, uniform. Huh? You're? I get it now. So I wonder if Sarah knew. Huh? You're that former instructor from Thor's main campus. Thomas?
ロジーヌ君、お疲れ様でした。念のため玄関をお願いします。
So weird to seem so serious.
はい、副長。それではごゆっくり。
And the thing around her neck is what Gaius was holding up. What was that all about? Yes, this was pretty shocking to us too.
紹介しよう。風星省聖杯騎士団の副長を務めるトマス・ライサンダー卿だ。
Reen obviously already knows, but the rest of Class 7 doesn't.
ドミニオン第2位、箱使いのあだ名を持っている。
Gralsritter. I think the only reason Reen is surprised is that Gaius knows. Gralsritter. They're an armed knight organization that is run by the church. I'd heard that female terrorist S was once among their ranks. Wait a minute. Gaius, does this mean... Are you?
私からも紹介しましょう。
Now allow me to introduce you.
聖杯騎士団を束ねる12名のドミニオンの一人。
What number is he, though?
第8位の後を継いだ
The
ガイウ
8th
ス・ローゼ
Dominion.
ル卿です。
I forget what number Wazi was. Or Kevin, for that matter. But why? Is this why we couldn't get a hold of you for the past 6 months?
ああ、いろいろあってな。トールズを卒業し、ノルドに戻った俺は、しばらくの間帝国と共和国の戦況を注意
So this isn't like a case of like he was always part of it even when he was in class 7. Like this is obviously something that happened recently.
だがそのうち、高原を渡る風に何か黒いものが混じるのを感じたのだ。それを父や長老に相談するうちに、俺の師、バルクホルン神父が訪ねてきた。気づいているかもしれないが、内戦中俺たちを試した巡回神父だ。
Yeah, he did mention him.
俺も知らなかったが、その正体は聖杯騎士団の第8位、光天獅子のあだ名を持つ方だった。
The fact that he was the 8th Dominion tells us all we need to know about what happened with Gaius.
27年前のノーザンブリアで潮の杭も調査し、かのオレス准将も弟子として教えたほどの歴戦の騎士。どうやら彼は俺のことを気にかけてわざわざノルドに来てくれたらしい。彼によればどうやら俺は滅びの風と呼ばれる悪しき木が見えるようになったそうだ。
The Gale of Ruin.
かの獅子神皇帝と共に戦った血がそうさせたかどうかはわからないが。
Okay.
それを知った彼は何かに納得したようだった。そこに事件が起こった。第7機甲師団の防衛線を突破した共和国軍の船が集落を襲ったのだ。ちょうど父は不在で家族を助けるため、俺は槍を投げて対抗しようとしたが叶うはずもなかった。死を覚悟したその時、死の大きな体が飛び込んできた。
Ah.
そして俺は死に瀕した死から聖魂を受け取った。1000年近い騎士団の歴史においてどの時代も存在したという12の文様、そのうちの一つを。
The Roaring Lion, I've heard that name many times. He saved many people who are affected by the disaster in Northumbria. Yes, among the current Dominion members, he was the most veteran. And after the stigma was passed to Gaius, I took him to the holy city of Arteria, where he received knight training, hence his half year of silence. I see. If that's what was happening, you should have told him. He couldn't. Yeah, we could have helped you. It's okay, everything happened so quickly. I did everything I had to and finished my knight training. Last month, Eustace was finally able to reach me. The power I've received from my master. With it, I will save the Empire, my second home as a member of Class 7. Ah, Gaius. Haha, sheesh. You've always been so grand and reliable. Thank you, Gaius. Please, lend us your strength. Yes, I will give you my all. Seeing someone like him puts us under even more pressure. Yeah, the gap isn't just in age or experience. This group certainly has become awfully formidable. Not really. We're still training just as much as you guys. I have a ways to go before I reach the heights of my predecessors, and speaking of which...
おばあちゃん、隠れていないで出てきて。
Oh,
あん
that...
たが呼んだんでしょうが。
So, she's the second one.
なんじゃ、邪魔せぬよう控えておったというのに。
Ah, you're Emma's grandmother. The elder of the witches, Roselia, was it?
ローゼでよいぞ。そなたらにこの場に集まってもらったのは他でもない。魔女と教会の協力関係とその背景について教えるためじゃ。
Makes you wonder how that's relevant to our current predicament. I see, so that's how it is. But aren't the witches opposed to the church?
私たちも別に女神を信じていないわけではありません。スタンスの違いはありますが、過去何度も協力してきたそうです。
例
えば250年前の獅子戦役や200年前の吸血鬼事件。先日の暗黒竜の大元となった800年前の事件についてもな。
と言っても全部このロゼがしゃしゃり出ただけだけど。
Huh? Wait, so you're involved in all of that?
伝承によると、ドライケルス陣営には聖女の他に良き魔女がいたそうです。そして赤い月のロゼにおいては教会に所属するシスターにして吸血鬼の神祖として描かれていた。すべて彼女ですよ。まあ見た目は少々違いますが。
How old are you exactly?
およそ800歳といったところか。
800 or so.
まあ、わらわだけが特別で、他の魔女たちは普通の人間じゃ。炎の司法を受け継いだ一派の末裔であるという以外には。
The Septarian of Fire. The same as the Aureole of Liberal and the Great Tree of Crossbow. The Septarians, 7 gifts bestowed on humanity by Eidos. It said they were all lost during the Great Collapse 1200 years ago. They're the things Ouroboros has been trying to get their hands on all this time. Yeah, now for the main topic. Why are you here? Yeah, where to begin? Grandmother, we don't know anything beyond this. Don't leave out any details. Make sure you explain it fully. I second that request. I don't know the details either. Let's see, Roselia. Perhaps we should take turns talking. Very well, that will suffice. I'm sure you've noticed by now, but there is a front and back to this empire. The spirit veins are directly affected by the turbulence in the government and the war. Of the government and the war. And that causes cryptids and powerful monsters from other planes to stir. That explains it then. As the Empire's territory spreads, so will they. The Pleroma Grass and Magic Knights, where did they come from in the first place? Well, to begin, Pleroma Grass is mana grass from the higher planes. It once served as the eyes and ears of the Septarian of Mirage. Normally it's blue, but after the incidents in Crossbell, it's all vanished. That is, until after Crossbell became part of the Empire, at which point it began reappearing in this new scarlet shade. The implications are rather chilling. It changed color to match the Infernal Castle, perhaps? There is undoubtedly a connection. As for the Magic Knights, you may have heard, but they're golems from the Dark Ages. They were created by mages of the Empire to fight against the Divine Knights. During the Civil War, something caused them to stir once more, and they now appear in Crossbell via the Spirit Path. No way. That would also explain the increased incidents with cryptids recently. What about the Society? The Phantasmal Blaze plan, they sought to use Crossbell's false phantom to awaken a blaze in Erebonia. At least that's what I heard. Seriously? So that's their plan. Where did you hear that? Well, last night I heard it from the Chancellor himself. He told me some other intriguing things too, but I feel like he intentionally left out some of the more important details. I see. I heard you talk to him, but it seems Ouroboros' work in Crossbell 2 years ago was to bring about some kind of change here in Erebonia. Just so you know, Crossbell's Mirage Septarian was an artificially created fake. It was stronger than the original, but the Society had no interest in it. Were I to hazard a guess, their goal was to acquire the two treasures that originally existed there. The Septarians of Fire and Earth, that once called the land of Erebos home. The Septarians of Fire and Earth. So Libero had the Septarian of Space, Crossbell Septarian of Mirage, and Erebonia two Septarians. Hold on a second. Emma, if the witches are descendants of people who guard the Septarian of Fire, yes, then the Black Workshop and the Gnomes are the same people. Ah. The descendants of those who guarded the Septarian of Earth. There are counterparts. Much like the Royal Oslees family of Libero and the Croix family in Crossbell. Yep, we know them. In addition, you may be aware that each Septarian has its own holy beast assigned to watch over it. So like Zeit. Libero had an ancient dragon, Crossbell had a divine wolf, and as it had two Septarians, Erebonia had two holy beasts as well. However, after the Great Collapse, each of them vanished alongside the Septarian they were to oversee. Oh, those two statues? That's the core of the issue. The two Septarians, the two groups of people who worship them, the two holy beasts. The Septarians and holy beasts disappeared, and the people changed their names. What happened in Erebonia 1200 years ago? Allow me to reveal to you the truth behind the land of Erebos. This story still relies on a modicum of speculation. Please keep that in mind. Arc Rouge, Septarian of Fire.
強き力を秘めし、大地の至宝、ロストゼウム。
Lost them.
共に巨大な守護神の形をとり、人の子に奇跡と恩恵をもたらした。数百年の間、エレボニアの地において、それぞれ繁栄を謳歌していたが、ある時期から授かった人間同士が相争うようになってしまったのじゃ。二つの司法は人の望みを聞き届けて、ついに直接ぶつかり合うこととなった。もたらされたのは大災悪。大地が震え、 天が引き裂かれるほどの天変地異だったそうじゃ。人間たちが後悔してももはや止まらず、1000日に及ぶ戦いは地上を暗黒の焦土と化し、
That's like 2.5 years.
四方同士の争いは終焉を迎えた。
No, it's actually just shy of 3 years.
ただし相打ちという形で、力尽きた四方の抜け殻はそれぞれ遠くへ飛ばされ、暗黒の大地にようやく静寂と光が戻ったのじゃ。じゃが話はそれで終わりではなかった。
2つの四方の力が最後の激突で融合。全く新たな存在がこの世に生まれてしまったのです。
Is that gonna be the great one?
それこそが
Yep.
大いなる一と呼ばれる鋼。炎と大地が連成されることで誕生してしまった超越的な存在でした。すぐに暴走はしなかったものの、内部で無限の自己総国を永劫に繰り返す。生き延びた人々は悟ったそうです。これは人の手に負えるものではないと。
それぞれの聖獣の力も借り、炎と大地の眷属たちは協力して大いなる一を封じることにした。しかし試みはことごとく失敗し、最後に試されたのがある方法じゃ。
Oh, so the holy beasts were something different. They still haven't explained what the holy beasts were.
上位次元。
Let me just make sure I understand. Yeah, the holy beast's assistants to seal the Grey One away. The Grey One would remain whole in the higher plane, yet its physical incarnation, this world split like into numerous shards.
そんな仕組みで最悪を御そうとしたのじゃ。
結論から言うと試みは成功し、大地の眷属が7つの器を用意し、炎の眷属が力を分割して宿すことで彼らは作り出されました。
7 vessels. The Divine
すなわ
Knights.
ち7体の騎士人形デウス・エクセリオンを。
Wow. That is beyond fathomable. I was told about this in bits and pieces, but so all that happened 1200 years ago? That wasn't a fairy tale, right? At the very least, something similar happened. So what happened after that? And why did Valimar and the other Divine Knights start fighting? This is as far as the story that was passed down goes. So, the Kin of Fire became the Hexen clan, and the Kin of Earth became the Gnomes. They split the unstable ultimate power into 7, then both sides decided to watch over the reconstruction after the Great Collapse. Oh, and by the way, many people from each kinship has since abandoned their roles. They joined together, starting accepting people from the surrounding area and creating the foundation of what became Erebonia. This is around the same time when the Septian Church was spreading across Erebonia. 300 years passed and the Arnor family established the city of Heimdallar, and that's when the disaster of the Dark Dragon occurred. Yep.
900年前の帝都ヘイムダル、当時わずか5万人の小都市でしたが、文明復興の重要な拠点の
So they're
一
going to
つで
give
し
us
た。
a little more detailed explanation of what we already read about in the Black Records.
必要教会の聖堂も築かれ、さらなる発展を遂げようとしたその時、突如として暗黒竜が出現することで帝都は正気に包まれ使徒と化しました。時の皇帝アストリウスは民を率いて南に落ち延び、セントアークの地に仮の都を築くことになります。
その最悪による混乱の中、 脱出を助けるため、魔女と知性たちは互いに深刻な痛手を受けた。魔女は先代の長が命を落とし、知性はこの時聖獣を失ったのじゃ。こうして両者の交流は完全に断たれ、最後に接触があったのは100年後。赤の鬼神を起動したヘクトル帝が暗黒竜を倒して帝都を取り戻した時じゃった。促したのは知性の長で、導いたのは新たな魔女の長。しかし暗黒竜の勝機で皇帝は命を落とし、赤は呪われた鬼神となり、世継ぎの王子の立ち会いのもと、最後にわらわと知性の長によって王城地下に封印されることになった。しかしそれが最後じゃった。いかなる理由か、知性たちは我らに決別を宣言して完全に姿を消してしまう。それから800年か。帝国で戦が起きるたびに鬼神は姿を現し、超越的な力を振るっては姿を消していった。知性たちの関与は間違いなかったが、我らに阻止する術はなく、起動者を正しく導くという対処に徹するしかなかった。
That's why Emma went to Thor's.
それが極まったのは250年前の獅子戦役じゃ。義弟オルトロスが蘇らせた赤に、ルキウス王子の傭兵が起動した紫、そしてドライケレス王子の灰、聖女リアンヌが隠し持っていた銀、4体の鬼神が出現した対戦だったのじゃ。
Yeah, so the main three you see in front of you, obviously they're ones we know about, are Ordine, Valimar, and the Vermilion Knight. The three in the back we've never seen, and then the two on the side are obviously owned by Leanne and, well, the Lance Maiden, or Steel Maiden rather, and whatever the Zephyr boss has. So that's how things connect. There are so many parts of the story I want to question, but... So Emma's grandma was around during the War of the Lions? A good witch. I've heard about them in fairy tales. As the Prince's Guide, I accompanied the Drakel's camp. I remember those days. I used to be quite the beauty. All I mean to say is that the art depictions of me are not accurate. Ahem, as stated earlier, the Elder of the Witches isn't a normal human. So you've been watching over the clan after becoming an immortal being. Yes, however, I only came into existence 800 years ago. Only. My predecessor perished soon afterward, and I do not have many memories from before that point. So naturally, there are things I still do not know. But there are things you do know about. Such as how you said the maiden Leanne was the awakener of the Argent Knight, and whether or not she is Ouroboros' Steel Maiden. That's true, you could confirm so many things. It is her, of that much I am certain. She was the daughter of a count who met the Wandering Prince and later challenged the Apocalypse only to lose her life. However, before that happened, it was I who guided Leanne to become the Argent Awakener. But Leanne knew her powers were too great, so she kept them hidden away. It was only during her battle with the Apocalypse that she unleashed her full might. In the end, however, she was fatally injured and passed away after the war. Then, half a year later, I witnessed her revival, along with your ancestor, Arsaid, second in command of the Eisenritter. Ah, so that's why. Were you the one who revived them, grandmother? Yeah, that's what I'd like to know, too. After Leanne passed, I thought it strange how her body did not rot. So I took her body back to the village, and half a year later, she simply woke up. I assumed she had become an immortal, though I could not say when or how. Leanne realized what was happening to her, so she left Erebonia to walk the earth without even telling her love, Drycles. She left Legram to Arcade, her right-hand man. I occasionally met with her whenever she came around, but the last time was 20 years ago. That's when she met Ouroboros' Grandmaster who brought her into the fold. Thank you for sharing this. There are some things that can't be overlooked. Yeah, we've seen too many incredible things over the last few months. So the boss and Crow were both. As I said earlier, we have no idea what specifically happened. I think the key is a Divine Knight. The Jaeger King was not an Awakener when he was alive. On the other hand, Drycles was an Awakener, but he did not become immortal. He has remained dead. That's right. Structurine isn't immortal, is he? Right, he's still been growing since graduating. Yeah, I may have some weird powers, but I've definitely aged. Is there a common reason? I believe there are only two people who know the truth. The current Chancellor, Gileath Osborne, and the Chief of the Gnomes, Black Alberich. So that's the leader of the Black Workshop. Yes, though I do not believe he is immortal like me. The leadership of the Gnomes is somehow passed down from one to the next, in order for them to achieve their goal of bringing about the Great Twilight. The Great Twilight? It's the first I've heard of it. Is that the fairy tale of the end that Vita was talking about? Yes, 800 years ago, as we were going our separate ways, that is what the Chief of the Gnomes told the Prince and me. It was as if he was foretelling a future where everything ends. Wait, that's too much similar to the direction the Empire's heading. Let me add to this. The reason Barkhorn and I were in Erebonia was because we discovered an anomaly. The spirit veins were being distorted all over the continent, and the source seemed to emanate from the Empire. It was like a ripple effect. The incidents in Liberal and Crossbill, as well as the civil war in Erebonia, only served to further increase the distortions. They continued to get larger after Crossbell and Northumbria were folded into the Empire, and larger again when the Cryptids and Magic Knights of Erebonia appeared in Crossbell. On the other hand, Pleroma grass, which is native to Crossbell, started blooming in the Empire. If the Great Twilight really is about to happen, then all of this seems to be an omen of things to come. Who is this Alberich person? He uses the Masked Man as his agent and hired the Jaeger King, who is supposed to be dead. Are there other gnomes out there? Well, your dear rabbit friends may technically count, but besides their Masked Man, their leader seems to have at least one other acting agent. I cannot say who this person may be, but it would seem they're a talented craftsman at any rate. Before you jump to conclusions, I am not speaking of that little brat Schmidt. It would seem the person I speak of possesses a different kind of genius than he does. A talented craftsman? That's putting some unpleasant ideas in my head. Are they putting George together in this? In any event, Alberich and the Chancellor are probably connected. And it's unlikely to be through the Intelligence Division or his children. With the incidents of last night, things may have already been put into motion. Oh. Why do you say that? Last night, we finally decoded the Black Records you found the other day. Oh, the Black Records are a collection of particular type of artifacts sometimes found in Erebonia. I was actually exchanging information about them with Reen. Really? When did that happen? Right before all of you graduated, he revealed his true identity to me. He told me not to tell anyone. I hope you don't hold it against me. Instructor, I mean Father Thomas. Sheesh, you probably took advantage of Reen's sense of responsibility, didn't you? Haha, well, I can't deny it. In any event, this is what the updated Black Record said.
見えにより、古 古の血が流されし時、黒き聖杯への道が開かれん。汚れし聖獣が終末の剣に貫かれ、その血が聖杯を満たす時、大いなる黄昏は始まらん。
Well, the first part is obviously when Ash shot the Emperor. The timing is too perfect. It's as if the prophecies were written about our current situation. If the ancient blood is referring to the Emperor, then the sacrifice is referring to Ash? What about the Grawl and the blade? The Grawl is probably related to the Septian Church and the tainted holy beast. Father Thomas, could that be? Yes, as we stated earlier, guys. There is a sacred place beneath this cathedral. The Primal Ground, a facility that was designed to play a major role after the Great Collapse. 900 years ago, when Heimdallr was shrouded in darkness, it retreated beneath here and disappeared. Disappeared? I heard about such a facility in Liberl. Yes, there was one beneath Grancel Cathedral in Liberl too. Yep, there was. However, when Heimdallr was retaken, the space beneath the cathedral was buried by rock. What if it didn't disappear and simply transferred somewhere else entirely? Ah, so it still exists. The holy beast mentioned in the prophecy is likely the holy beast of Earth. As I said before, it disappeared after the disaster 900 years ago. It's only speculation, but I believe the dark dragon you faced the other day was merely a servant of the true holy beast. Wait a minute. Are you saying that the dark dragon wasn't the cause of everything? Though it was indeed a powerful cryptid, it was not something the witches and gnomes could not take care of together. If the holy beast gave birth to the dark dragon, is still alive somewhere. Where else could it be but in the Primal Ground? All the conditions set forth in the prophecy are lining up. This has gotta be a joke. Regarding this Blade of World's End that defeats the Holy Beast, in other scriptures, it is called Originator Zero. I'm speculating that it's a special weapon created by the Black Workshop. What in the world? At the very least, it probably isn't anything like what the boss uses. Do you think it's made of Zemurian ore, like weapons used by Divine Knights? It would seem most likely.
Muse?
Did you figure something out?
ほう、何か気づいたのね。
今は少しでも手がかりが欲しい状況です。
何でもいい。どうか話してみてくれ。
そうですね。根源たる虚無、オリジネーターゼロ、すなわち OZ なのでは？
Oh, like Altina and Millium.
黒の工房がミリアムやアルティナさんにつけていた
形式番号か。OZ？
なんですかそれ。やっとたどり着いたわね。
Oh, hi, Vita.
この声。
So that means whatever this weapon is, they're gonna use Millium and Altina for it? Or one or the other?
ようやく現れたか、宝刀娘が。
ミスティ、クロチルダさんか。
独自に動いているのは聞いていたが。
久しぶりね、ババ様。エマにセリーヌ、7組のみんなも。それとライサンダー卿、仲立ちしてくれて助かったわ。
いやー、家族がすれ違ったままなのも悲しいですからね。
姉さん、どうして？やっぱり戻ってくるつもりじゃないのよね。
Is that really important right now?
ええ、前にも言ったように、私の忠誠は名手に捧げている。その意味では、あなたやババ様みたいに魔女としてのみは振る舞えない。鋼の聖女、あの人がそうであるようにね。 だから何なのよその名手ってのは。ふん、どんな人物かは知らぬが大した入れ込みようじゃな。ならばビータ、主がこの場に現れた理由。
Makes you wonder, how long has the Grandmaster been around then? Has the Grandmaster been plotting this since, you know, the Great Collapse 1200 years ago, or longer? Or shorter?
ようやく結社がどう動くか決まったというところか。
ええ、新規を使った3つの実験結果を受けて私以外の使徒6名が全員一致で決定したそうよ。私が戒めてきた禁忌を破り宰相と知性の大いなる黄昏に協力して終焉の中で減塩計画を完遂すること。
Ouroboros is teaming up with Osborne.
それってそういうことか。先月から結社が姿を消したのは帝国から撤退したからじゃなかった。
自分たちの計画を何としても進めるために敵対者と裏切り者に恭順することを検討していたわけですか。
バカな。もしそうだとするなら
全てが敵に回った。
Uh-huh.
これは大聖堂の鐘ではありませんね。
あれ、これってクロスベルの鐘？
そうなのか。
はい。独立国の時にも異変が起きる前に聞こえて。
Oh, did they move all the bells?
博物館に置かれてた。
星見の塔の大金。
博物館の方角ではないぞ。
減塩計画とはよく言ったものね。どこまであの方はこれを予見していたのかしら。
ねえ、何を浸っておる。知っているのならとっとと見せい。
グリアノス抜きだと厳しいからババ様も手伝ってちょうだい。エマ、セリーヌもね。
はい。こき使ってくれるわね。
That's the villa, right? Oh, they brought the bell there. Hi, Campanella and Duvally. Wait, what? The remnants of the Vermilion Knight? Oh lord, this is a lineup. That's where Milliam is. And Altina's knocked out. You even have everyone's working together against us.
So れでは大いなる黄昏の開始と減塩計画の再開を祝してナンバー0道化師が始めさせてもらうよ。
There's a lot going on here. Oh, underground. Is that the Holy Beast? The one of fire, maybe? It's being warped just like Valflame Palace was last game. An egg? Making a path to the egg.
Wow.
はあ大したもんだな。
へ
終わりの始まりですか。
デジャブか。
I didn't even notice till now, but Sharon is there.
黒き聖杯師匠の記述通りか。
大いなる力を永劫のものとする最上。
リーン、ユーシスたち。
まさかこんなことになっちまうとはな。
では始めるとしよう。案内するがいい。聖の長にして工房の主、黒のアルベリヒよ。
Well, 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 there's a familiar face.
偉大なる主よ。
Looks a little different without his trench coat, but Mr. Imperial Academy instructor. What are they, guarding the place? Against who? Against whoever's gonna get in the way, I suppose.
Frido。
太ったコートの人ってやっぱり火炎魔人に道化師。あれが聖女か。
どうして今朝話したばかりで。それにそんなのあるわけない。
Black Albridge looks like her father.
アリサ。
ルーグマンとか言ったっけ。髪の色は違うけど。
フランツ・ルーグマン、 G シュミットの一番弟子にして RF グループ現会長の亡き夫、フランツ・ラインフォルトの旧姓ね。
なるほど。20年前から動き始めていたというわけか。
ええ、おそらくは宰相と協力し、この状況を作り出すために。
アリサさん、ほうけている暇はないわ。
Thank you, teacher.
黄昏がどんなものだろうと遊撃士として放置はできない。君たちはどうなの？
ああ、こんなところで立ち止まってはいられない。
まさにここで動くために7組は集まったのかもしれない。
そうだね。
アリサ、行こう。
ミータ、主はどうするつもりじゃ？
異種返しという意味で付き合いたいのは山々だけど、多分簡単にはいかないでしょうね。
なんじゃと。
この気配は
霊力の乱れ。
これってまさか。副長、ガイウスさん、幻獣山公兵が多数出現しました。
What? Oh, well, thank you for giving me a stopping point, because that was an hour of us pretty much being inside this cathedral. I mean, it wasn't a full hour, because we did spend some of that time talking with Elise and stuff. But for the most part of that hour, we were inside the cathedral, so that was quite a lot. We got the full lore on what happened, 1,200 years ago with Ereboni and the Holy Beasts, dealing with those two, essentially knights that were, kind of created. The one that we see stuck in the wall in Nord, and the one we see stuck in the wall over in the island by Ordis. And then now, it seems like whatever this Phantasmal Blaze plan is, essentially has been written in history, and not only is Osborne and his Ironbloods putting this into motion, but is also working with the Gnomes, is also working with Ouroboros, is also working with Red Constellation and Zephyr. They have, every difficult group we dealt with since, the beginning of Cold Steel 1 is working with Osborne to make this, whatever this plan is, happen. And it's going to be pretty much Class 7 and allies versus them. So, we'll see what happens. So, that's going to be it, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel. I'll see you next time. Have a wonderful day, everyone.